All right, so this is Module 5, Lesson 10 homework. Yesterday in Lesson 8, we were focusing on decomposing by using multiplication to find equivalent fractions. Today, we worked on using division to find equivalent fractions. The interesting thing about this was the students would look at this and they were immediately able to say 2/5, but they weren't really recognizing that it was 4/10. So they were able to see the groups that they were supposed to make, which was interesting. So I'll go over this with you. So here in the example, we have 4/6. So the important thing is to look at the original fraction. So you have 4 shaded and then 6 total. So we get 4/6. And then we want to divide it or split it up into new groups. So now what you divide by is going to be how many are in each new group. So in this case, we're dividing by 2, and you have to, like we multiplied, same number top and bottom. The division has to be the same number top and bottom as well. So divide by 2 to get 2, divide by 2 to get 3, so 2/3. So you have, this is your 1, 2, and then thirds. Okay? So here we look at our original fraction, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 10. So we have 4/10. That's going to equal, we need to make our new group, so we're circling what we see here. Okay, we're breaking up each group into 2, so we're going to divide both of them. Oops, I should have done this. Divide by 2 over 2, and that's going to be 4 divided by 2 is 2. 10 divided by 2 is 5. So we get 2/5 as our new one. Again, same thing here. Let's look at the original fraction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 9, so 6/9 equals, if we make our new groups, they have to be equal. So we have 3 in each one, so we're going to divide both by 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and we get 2/3. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out of 15, so we have 9/15, and that's going to equal, we make even groups with 3 in each group. So we're dividing by 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5, and we get 3/5 as our new fraction because we have 3 groups that are shaded and then 2 that are not. So that's 3/5. Okay. Down here at the bottom, we're just doing the same thing. The only thing is just that it says the first one wasn't done for you. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 8. So 6/8 equals, we make our new groups, and they're even. So there's 2 in each group, 6 divided by 2 and 8 divided by 2, and we get 3/4. 1, 2, 3 shaded groups, 4 total, 3/4. Here we got a lot, so 3, 6, 9, 12 total out of 16. Again, we're making our even groups. We have 4 in each group, 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to divide by 4 over 4. Again, it has to be the same number top and bottom. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 16 divided by 4 is 4. So that gives us our 3 shaded groups out of 4 total groups. Onto the back, they're drawing the area model. So for these, I said it was easier to start with the smaller fraction, or the fraction with the smaller numbers. So we have 2/5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we shade that. We've got our 2/5. We want to make 15/6, or 6/15, sorry. So we have to break it up into 3 more groups. And that's all we're looking for there. But we got to make sure we circle the groups we get when we get our 2/5. So again, so 2/6. So okay, we got our 2. We're going into 18ths, so we need to make new groups of so 3 in each group because that's what we're dividing by, and then circle each one, and we get 1, 2 out of 6. Okay. Down here, use division to rename each fraction given below. Draw a model if that helps you. See if you can use the largest common factor. So we talked briefly about greatest common factor today, and that is just the largest number that you can multiply to get your numerator and your denominator. So our first one, I'm not going to draw models because at this point I hope that they can do it without doing that. If they need to, that's fine. I don't care. Okay, so 8 and 10, we know both of those are divisible by 2 because they're even, and that's the largest number we can divide both of them by. So 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay. 9/12 we can divide by 3 over 3. That's the largest factor that will go into both of those. So 9 into 3, 3 times. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay. I'm going to show you what happens if you don't do the greatest common factor. So I look at 8 and 12. I'm just going to say, hey, those are even. Let's divide both of those by 2 over 2. And so 8 divided by 2 is 4. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Okay, so these numbers are still even. So I can divide them by 2 over 2 again because they're even. And that's going to give us 2/3. So because we divided by 2 and divided by 2, if we multiply those together, we get 4. So if I were to have done it like this, 8/12 divided by 4 over 4, that's our greatest common factor of 8 and 12, and we get 2/3. Okay, so here for 12/18, we're going to divide by our greatest common factor, which I know is 6. So 6 divided by 12 is 2. 18 divided by 6 is 3. Okay. Again, if they don't get greatest common factor, it's no big deal. We just want to see if they can try to do it. So let's just say they divided it by 2 because they're even, and you get 6/9. Hopefully they could see that you would divide it again by 3 over 3 and get your 2/3. So then you're dividing by 2, you're dividing by 3, so we would have to multiply those together to get our 6. So that is Module 5, Lesson 10. Hope it helped. It's kind of an abstract thing to think about, especially with the breaking up of the groups, but the important thing is to remind them, divide by the top, the numerator and denominator by the same number, and the number you're dividing by is how many are in each